is the F-15C J, K, of course, and the Kai, sorry, J Kai, right? And the improved bus enough to fight the Su-27SMs and the Gripens that are coming. Hello guys, once again it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons, make sure to subscribe. And I said a couple of days ago that I was going to do a video about the F-15 and talk about if it was actually going to be competitive or not. And now we have the dev server, we kind of have a small glimpse of what we can have in the future. So what is the problem here, guys? Well, the F-15 is basically the same aircraft as the F-15A. Well, but that's the same for the Su-27, right? And the Gripen, they are all the same. Well, yes, but there is one thing that I think is a slight disadvantage to the F-15. It's the number of missiles or the performance of the aircraft. It will lose on the performance of the aircraft in a dogfight against the Gripen, and it will lose to the Su-27 in the amount of missiles they can actually take. And that could bring that the F-15 will lack performance overall in the game to actually fight these threats, right? Just like the F-15A already suffered a little bit, enough, I mean, it's not a lot, but enough to be a 12.3 aircraft before this patch. So, yes, I do think that there is a lack of performance on some kind of things in the F-15. Well, how do we fix that? Well, the first one is kind of problematic. With the Gripen, there is not much they can actually do. The F-16 is there, so that's pretty much what it is. The F-15 will still be amazing in a dogfight and stuff, but there will be slightly better aircraft here and there that we can just kind of agree that there's nothing the F-15 can do. Again, the Americans have the F-16, which is amazing at dogfights and stuff, and I don't think it will be too big of a problem. But then we go for the two other ones, the lack of missiles, the amount of missiles, and the performance of the missiles as well, that I forgot to mention to you guys. Because although the AIM-120 is a very, very good missile, you know, it's going to bring another performance table to the game, there are still better missiles out there. The Mika, the R-77, the EM-4, even technically the PL-12, I will have to test, but still, it does turn a little bit more. And you know, the darters, the derbies, and basically all the other missiles, they are on a very least kind of slightly better than the AIM-120s right now, but that's fixable, right? That's fixable. The AIM-120C-5 is already in the files and could actually be added, and it wouldn't bring too like crazy changes to the AIM-120. According to what it is in the files, it would still turn the 35Gs, maybe 40Gs. Some people are claiming that it should turn 40Gs. And also it would have more energy. It would be basically almost on par with the R-77 and basically on par with the PL-12 and AM-4, right? So it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. You would have more energy. But would it be enough? Well, maybe it would be slightly worse, but it wouldn't make too much of a difference because it would be enough for it to be competitive, which I am the line of thinking that I agree with that line. You know, I don't think we need a C7 or anything like that, but again, we don't even R-77-1 as well, and it's on in the files as well, right? The Mika is already outperforming all of the other missiles as well, right? So who knows, right? At the end of the day, I believe that the C5 could be added to certain aircraft, especially the 13.0s, for nations that could use this missile to be competitive. So of course the F-15C and F-15C and 16C, right? Both of the American aircraft, and some other nations could use this missile. So maybe the C5 could actually be added to just slightly bump the energy parameters of these missiles and make it a better missile with the drag and autopilot and stuff to actually be a more competitive missile. Again, would it change too much? No, it's a slightly better version of the AIM-120 that I think would be on par with the other missiles that we already have, so it would be fine to be added, right? And then we go for the amount of missiles. This is where I think the F-15 kind of is starting a lot of debate over it. Of course, the normal loadout would be the 4 AIM-120s on the actual aircraft itself, but there are pictures of it. I'm gonna put some on the screen, and there are manuals apparently and stuff that these aircraft could actually carry under the wing pylons, just like the AIM-9 with the AIM-120, which makes sense. I mean, look at the F-16, for example. You can actually take AIM-120s on the wingtips, and they normally do in real life, right? So, yeah, I still believe that the F-15 would be more of an interceptor. Remember, if you are using the fuel tanks and everything like that, more AIM-120s and stuff, this aircraft will become a very heavy aircraft eventually. Especially, I don't know if there is a way of that, of carrying 8 AIM-120s. It would be a very heavy aircraft, so you would be basically an interceptor, right? But still, I mean, leave for the player to actually choose what type of payload he wants to use. Or you can counter. You can take less fuel a little bit with the conforming fuel tanks not being there, but then 2 more AIM-120s and 2 AIM-9s, for example. Yes, you are still bridging the gap to other aircraft, but you are still lacking compared to the Su-27. Remember, the Su-27 can take 6 R-77s, or even 4, but with 2 R-27 ETs or something like that, plus 4 R-73s. So the Su-27 is already on an advantage there. So why not add the pylons for the AIM-120s on the wings for the F-15? At least 2 of them. I mean, it would still be the player's choice to actually use 6 AIM-120s and then 2 AIM-9s. You are still losing 2 AIM-9s. You are still lacking compared to the Su-27 on the number of missiles, right? So these 2 things, I think they are inevitable to happen. I gotta be honest. I think they will happen no matter what. But of course it's a dev server, so we don't know exactly, but in my opinion, it would be cool to see that. It would be alright. And again, if the Russians suffer, or if the Gripens suffer, or if any aircraft suffers specifically, there's always things that they can do to actually bring everything to a kind of a line. The fact is that I still believe that the Mika is the missile, like, to base all the other missiles on, right? The Mika is the best missile right now in the dev server. So it makes it for kind of a weird thing that we are debating if we should even see an early version of the AIM-120 or the C5, which is not even that late of a version. So it's kind of funny, but anyway, I guess it's something that we need to talk about it before it's added to the game anyway, right? But yeah, guys, I still believe that they are going to do changes from the dev to the actual game, but we need to wait, right? Let me know in the comments what do you think about the F-15. Should it receive better missiles, more missiles? Let me know in the comments, and I see you guys on the next one.